Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram. Babu Garu, you want the Vande Mataram again because you started in between? It's okay?
No, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Namaskar.
Now we will have Prarthana by Vasundharaji.
Shubhodayam. Sarvebhyah namaskaraha. Pradhamam dhyanam 1 minute. After that 3 times Omkaram. Dhyanam. Omkaram. Oh. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Sesivarnam Chaturбhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasantaye. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varate Kamarupini Vidyarambu Samakare Parupini Vasarapitha Nilaye Saraswati Namostute Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritangamaya Bhava Acharya Devo Bhava Atithi Devo Bhava. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheswaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti. Mahodaya.
Okay, thank you. I think your bandwidth is slightly low, Vasundharaji. That's why I'm not hearing properly. Okay, next, well, you all know CSR Prabhu Garu. He has taken a lot of classes to us. He is the director of academics for our course. So no introduction is required. So he will introduce you to the topic. Prabhuji, you have to unmute. Yeah,
Okay. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. Good morning to all of you. Today we are going to start our research pursuits. Today and tomorrow are the research topics. So the first research topic today is Agnihotra, on which we have two speakers. So Agnihotra is a technique which I will demonstrate to you now. This is the sunrise time. So I'm taking the dried cow dung cake and I am making into 3-4 pieces, and one piece I will keep it in the bottom, and remaining 3 pieces I will keep it on the sides like a pyramid, and in between I will keep camphor. I've taken camphor tablets. This you can practice later when you get this equipment, exactly at sunset and sunrise. How it is sunrise time, roughly, of course, our class timings. Then I am putting Google on the camphor. Then I am going to lit with a matchstick to fire. Agni means fire. Agnihotra is doing Havan in Agni. So once this is there, the fire is on, then at the sunrise and sunset time exactly, we will be doing the Havanam or Homam. So I'm taking a few pieces of rice, and then I'm taking a little bit of cow ghee into it, and I'm mixing. And only 2 mantras are there. In the morning, it is for the Surya Bhagavan, Suryaya Swaha, and in the evening, it is Agnaya Swaha. And then Prajapate Swaha is common both morning and evening. Suryaya Swaha, Suryaya Idam Namama, Prajapate Swaha, Prajapate Idam Namama. So I have done the Agnihotra. So that is over. Now these fumes which are coming out from this, they will spread everywhere and they have a lot of beneficial effects. So our first day research topic is what are the beneficial effects of Agnihotra. So we have our first speaker. I request to Lalitaji to take up our first speaker, extensive research. The first speaker is Indian. He has done extensive research.
Thank you, Mahodaya. Now I'll introduce Dr. BrahDutt Arya ji who is the guest speaker for the morning session, the first session of Agnihotra Homa. Dr. BrahDutt Arya ji is an assistant professor and the director of higher education, Hyderabad, Haryana, India. He has completed his PhD from CSIR National Physical Laboratory, New Delhi, with specialization in cancer nanomedicine. He has more than 15 research articles in his name with cancer research domain. He is currently associated with European Association for Cancer Research, UK, as Young Investigator Ambassador. His prime areas of interest are cancer nanomedicine, biosensor, fuel cells, energy harvesting devices, etc. Being a chemistry expert, he has developed Indian standard reference material for gold nanoparticles and silicon dioxide nanoparticles. Dr. Arya is follower of Arya Samaj since birth and is practicing Yagya on daily basis since his childhood. He has conducted a series of experiments on Agnihotra research at CSIR National Physical Laboratory, New Delhi, Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi, and Tropos Institute of Environmental Research, Germany, to validate the traditional knowledge of Agnihotra on modern scientific grounds. Today, Dr. BrahDutt Arya garu will speak about Agnihotra Homa to the ST course students, and also on behalf of Veda Samskruti Samiti and Sanaatana Dharma course students, we welcome you, BrahDutt Arya ji, for the session. Please take over the session. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Om. A very good morning to all of you. I want to thank Dr. Prabhu, Lieutenant Colonel Babu, and Madam Lakshmi for such a nice introduction and nice words. Further, I wish to extend my deepest sense of gratitude towards Veda Samskruti Samiti for organizing such a nice event on 3-month course on Sanaatana Dharma. Today, we will discuss the science behind our ancient Vedic ritual called Agnihotra, which is usually performed in order to purify the environment and for its therapeutic efficacy. So, today we will show a PPT on this topic, and this PPT will cover the basic foundation of Agnihotra. Basic foundation of Agnihotra from Vedic literature to modern science, scientific experiments. So I will share my screen with you guys. Just a moment.
Meanwhile, people are able to see this Agnihotra flame burning and the smoke spreading. All of you are able to see this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we want all of you to practice it.
Is my screen visible to all of you?
Later.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let us start. So this is our presentation. Here we can see that our topic is scientific validation of Agnihotra, a holistic solution for environmental remediation and human health. This PPT will cover the process of Agnihotra written in our ancient Vedic traditional granthas called Vedas, and from the knowledge we gain from Vedas, we will cover all the topics till today's modern scientific experimentation used for this Agnihotra. So Yagya can be explained in Vedic literature. You can see from this Atharvaveda hymn, Ayam Yajna Vishwasya Bhuvanasya Nabhiya. So here Yagya is defined as the nucleus process of manifestation of nature. That means Yagya is the reason behind the appearance of life in nature. And Yagya is a different term and Agnihotra is a different term. We will distinguish between these two terms later on. The knowledge and principle of Agnihotra are described in Yajur Veda, Sam Veda, which is usually focused on the focus on rhythmic chanting of mantra, whereas therapeutic knowledge of Agnihotra is explained in Atharvaveda. So Agnihotra is not just a ceremony related to religious faith, but in fact a concrete Vedic science. And according to Vedic literature, Yagya has quite wider perspective and referred as form of sacred duty to mankind. Maharshi Dayanand Saraswati, a great son from India, has defined Panch Mahayajnas in his book Rigveda Varsha Bhumika, which can be considered as the introduction to Rigveda, as supreme duty to be performed by mankind on daily basis. Yagya word is referred as the sacred duty, not the fire ritual Agnihotra that is normally understood. Where Brahma Yagya is referred to our duty towards our creator, our universal father, God, and his divine knowledge. Dev Yagya is referred to our duty towards nature, bounties, or devas. It's our duty to keep environment neat and clean for healthy livings. Whereas Pitra Yagya is about our duty towards elder in the society. Atithi Yagya is our obligations towards those who have no house of their own, but they serve the society with austerity and keep the morale of the society high. Whereas Bali Vaishyadevi Yagya is our duty towards our dependents like cattle, cow, other animals, and subordinates that helps us in our society like watchmen, orphans, and other such dependents. In Rigveda Bhashya Bhumika, Swami Dayanand Saraswati has explained a mantra where the mantra is from Yajurveda, and the mantra is Samidhak Nem Duvasheta Gritaya Bodhayata Tithim Asmin Havya Juhotana. That means we can purify the environment using this all kind of Hawan Samagri and the Samidhas we used as oblations in the Agnihotra for purification of our nature, our environment, and for our therapeutic purpose. So, Agnihotra, the Vedic science of Agnihotra can be classified in different forms, like Agni, that is relates to the heat energy or thermodynamics, time or sun position, that relates to the photochemical and quantum mechanical phenomena. Patra is the cosmic energy receiver. Havan Samagri we used as oblation is for the cause of the phytochemical reaction. Sitting position or mudra is adaptation of cosmic and static energy. Sound is usually considered as the wave propagation and vibroacoustic receivers. And medicinal smoke and pollutant control is due to the therapeutic effect of Agnihotra. If we consider the modern perspective of Agnihotra, if we consider Agnihotra research as a building, then there are the main 4 pillars of this building, which are Veda Vigyan, chemistry, environmental science, and biology. In order to have a concrete knowledge on the Agnihotra research, we need all these 4 pillars. Like Veda Vigyan, we know we get to know about the detailed knowledge of Agnihotra from Vedic literature. It covers all the perspectives like how to perform Agnihotra. This is very important point, how to perform Agnihotra in its natural form, in its form defined in Vedic literature. Second pillar is the chemistry, which covers the chemical composition and analysis of all photochemical involved during the Agnihotra, where environmental science perspective covers the photochemical reaction as a result of interaction of phytochemicals with atmospheric gases. And biology is the biochemical and cell culture analysis on exposure of Agnihotra fumes in the environment. So in this screen, you can see we are showing the aerosols. So aerosols is a system of gases or liquid particles suspended by mixture of gases. Aerosol can be found in environment. You can see in this picture that industry, transportation, agriculture, volcano, forest, marine, all are the all can produce the aerosols in the environment. Now, these aerosols can be classified as good aerosols or bad aerosols. These can purify the environment, as well as these aerosols are responsible for the environmental pollution or air pollution. From here, you can see that these natural and anthropogenic emissions will create some homogeneous nucleation and heterogeneous nucleation, which cause certain natural phenomena like cloud condensation, cloud formation, and other parts. The term aerosol covers a wide spectrum of small particles like sea salt particles, mineral dust, pollen grains, drops of sulfuric acid, and many other compounds. Aerosols have a great impact on several atmospheric phenomena, earth climate, or biospheres. Now, in this slide, we can find that what are good or bad aerosols. Usually, I believe everybody knows about the condition of a severe condition of air pollution in Delhi right now. Usually, we get to know that there are the particulate matter 2.5 PM 2.5 concentration level is so high in Delhi. And what is this PM 2.5? Basically, this is called as particulate matter smaller than 2.5 microns or micrometer in length. You can see that this in this picture we have shown a human hair, and this human hair can consist of around fine particulate matter of diameter, which are less than 2.5 micrometer, and a human hair can consist of more than 1/30th the width of a human hair. So it is considered as very dangerous because these particles can get passage towards our lungs and collected in our lungs, because these are so small. These can't be stopped at our nasal cavity. And most PM 2.5 aerosol particles comes from the burning of fossil fuels and biomass, usually considered as wood fires or agriculture burning. So here, these PM 2.5 or PM5 or PM10 particulate matters are considered as the bad aerosols. Other perspective is the formation of particulate matter on the Agnihotra. Agnihotra is purifying the environment, but many from the Western community has considered Agnihotra as a source of air pollution, because they are saying that we are just burning biomass and we are just producing more and more particulate matter. In order to understand whether this particulate matter is purifying the environment or is polluting the environment, we need to consider the chemistry of this Agnihotra particle. The surface chemicals present on the surface of these particulate matter or produced by the Agnihotra needs to be investigated to find out whether these are toxic, whether these particles are harmful for human health, or these particles just contributing towards the environmental beneficial. So in this slide, we consider that these Agnihotra aerosol particles consists of inorganic minerals, low molecular weight hydrocarbons, polycyclic aromatic compound, fatty acids and other alcoholic acid, medicinal byproducts of herbs, fragrance causing esters and other volatile organic compounds, including carbon black. And the common Hawan Samagri composed of the following ingredients like agar, ashugandha, red chandan, white chandan, devdara, kilor, gugla and tagar. Swami Dayanand Saraswati has classified all the offerings to fire in 4 groups with substance with fine odor, substance with healthy constituents, sweet substance and medicinal herbs. Here is the recent contribution by scientific community towards the research on Agnihotra on various topics and their associated outcomes. We can see that Sharma et al. In 2011 have compared the NOx and SOx level of Agnihotra and the artificial indoor pollution. And they found that NOx and SOx levels are reduced by 51 to 60% respectively. Whereas Nair et al. In 2016 has investigated the volatile organic compound and their correlation with chakra activation. They have found 17 most prominent volatile organic compound from the Agnihotra. Further, Bide et al. In 2015 has shown the effect of Agnihotra on soil fertility, and they found that the Agnihotra ash helps to increase in nitrogen fixation, phosphate stabilizers, and overall bacterial count to enhance soil fertility. Further, there are more publications like Kumar et al., which assess the mineral element composition of active part of medicinal plants used in Agnihotra. And if Pachori et al. Has shown the effect of Agnihotra on aeromicroflora, and they have found that reduction in the population growth of bacteria and fungi and nomosites as 43, 30.8 and 56.07% respectively. Abhang et al. Has also shown the effect of Agnihotra and NOx and SOx levels and bacterial growth in 3 cities of Maharashtra like Bid, Pune and Ratnagiri. So based on these all literature, review of literature, we consider that no study has been published till now on the chemical analysis of these Agnihotra aerosol particles. So these Agnihotra aerosol particles can be classified further into different types, and based on all these literature survey, we hypothesize our hypothesis. And with these 3 specific aims, the first aim of our topic is execution of Agnihotra ceremony as per defined in Vedic literature, and collection analysis of aerosols. Now these aerosols are classified and collected in three different types, like particulate matter. We have collected particulate matter with a different instrumentation, and the effect of Agnihotra on the gases, whether it is causing the increase in concentration of toxic gases, or it is decreasing the concentration of toxic gases in environment. And third part is the collection of volatile organic compound using a separate setup, and then analysis of these volatile organic compounds using the gas chromatography mass spectroscopy instrument. The second aim is the physiochemical characterization of Agnihotra aerosol particle at individual or bulk level using state-of-the-art microscopic and spectroscopic techniques like SEM, EDS, HRTEM, XRF, gas sensing system, and GCMS. And third specific aim is the effect of Agnihotra particles toward human health and environment. So this is the preparation of Hawan Samagri. Havan Samagri is prepared as per the Ayurveda, and the medicinal woods from medicinal tree are used as oblation like Pipala, Devdara, and mango trees. Special Havan Samagri was prepared as prescribed in Vedic literature, with more than 100 herbs of high therapeutic efficacy in their native form are used. In fact, there are a lot of odorous substances are also used for long-lasting antibacterial and antifungal fragrance. Most commonly, the musk, saffron, rose petals, white sandalwood powder, red sandalwood powder, agar, tagar, jayafal, camphor, etc. are used. And all constituents were mixed in definite proportion along with cow's ghee. Here is the list of herbs we used to prepare one samagri as oblations. So here is the list of about 100 chemicals. And choice of wood used as oblation during Agnihotra ceremony has been defined in Vedic literature, especially in Payu Purna, Patayana, and Mitra Prachishta, etc. So here is the Agnihotra we performed in Delhi in 2018, and Agnihotra is performed specifically as prescribed in ancient Vedic literature briefly, along with all mantras and prayers chanting prescribed for Dainik Yagya in Vedas, 324 ahutis of Gayatri mantra and 21 ahuti of Mahamrityunjay mantra were devoted to holy fire. After completion of Agnihotra, Yagya prayer was performed for expressing deep sense of gratitude to Almighty God for his all blessings. Here is the instrument we used for the real-time analysis of various gases. This is a gas sensing instrument developed by our team at the CSIR National Physical Laboratory. The concentration of carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and hydrogen sulfide has been recorded real-time with an interval of 60 seconds. The collected data was converted electronically and stored in micro SD card. The data was analyzed with time and classified as before Yagya, during Yagya, and after Yagya. We need to think that the data of these gases is classified according to before Yagya, during Yagya, what is the effect of Yagya on the concentration of these gases, and the after Yagya. So here in this picture, we can see that the concentration of carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and H2S gases during Agnihotra has been shown related to the concentration of their respective counterpart. In the first image, we find that it is shown according to the 100% in the previous one, and then what is the reduction or increase in the concentration of these gases. We can find that a significant reduction in the concentration, specifically 25% for carbon monoxide, 20.76% for nitrogen dioxide, 15.45% for sulfur dioxide, 23.22% for ozone, and 13.63% for H2S gas respectively during Agnihotra. The reduction in the exposure level of these gases could be attributed to various phytochemical reactions, and the complex mechanism is still unknown, and various process it will cover. After Agnihotra, increase in concentration was observed relative to the average concentration of gases during Agnihotra, and found to be 30% for carbon monoxide, 2.4% for nitrogen dioxide, and 4.35% for SO2. These results clearly indicate toward the relative reduction of various pollutant gases in atmosphere and signifies the atmosphere as a holistic approach for sustainable environmental protection. So here is the image of the instrument we used to collect the PM 2.5, PM5 particulate matters. We can see in the right image in the top, and this ring is consist of PTFE filter on which all the particulate matter have been collected. Here we also place the copper grid for collecting the particulate matter on the for the TEM analysis, and also a substrate for collection of these particulate matter for the FESM, that is field emission scanning electron microscopy analysis. From here, we have done a lot of characterization of this particulate matter and found that here are the X-ray fluorescence results of this particulate matter, and the particles were found to be rich in carbon, aluminium, silicon, magnesium, potassium, boron, chlorine, iron, calcium, chromium, and nitrogen. Now, potassium is a tracer of biomass burning and can be emitted from the burning of mango wood tree. Carbon is observed more to be 80% in the Agnihotra aerosol particle, which is an important parameter that need to be investigated. Now, this carbon can be of different types. It consists of organic carbon, black carbon, or brown carbon. So, in order to understand more clearly the scenario, we have investigated the elemental composition of these Agnihotra particles on individual particle basis. Here you can see A, B, C, D are the individual particles found in the particulate matter in the FESM. Here A, B, C, D are the FESM, field emission scanning electron microscopy image, and these particles are of micrometer range. Basically, we cover till the nanometer range. So these particles are evolved during Agnihotra of nanometer to micrometer of range. These particles are need to be investigated on particular scale because these particles are very, very small in size. They can directly come towards our lungs, and we need to understand whether there is any toxic element consisting or not. So from all these four particles, we found that there is no toxic element at all in the Agnihotra aerosol particles. Whether these particles are again rich in oxygen and other carbon and slight amount of other elements like magnesium, sodium, aluminium, silicon, carbon, iron, etc. So from here, we found that the carbon observed in the analysis could be of any type. Like from image 1, we can see that this is the organic carbon. Image 2 consists of the brown carbon, and image C is consist of the black carbon. Where image 4, we found that this is the clearly visible carbon fractals observed in the analysis. Now here are the some literature published by various scientific groups like in Nature Letter and other, that these aerosol particles can be used for the ion-induced nucleation of for the consideration of cloud condensation nuclei and for raining. So Varsha Yagya has also been defined in our Vedic literature as the main constituents are these aerosol particles which can produce the Varsha or rain by cloud condensation, by formation of cloud condensation nuclei in the environment. Now, evidence for the formation of aerosol particle from highly oxidize biogenic vapors in the absence of sulfuric acid in a large chamber under atmospheric conditions. So under atmospheric conditions, if we have large particles of highly oxidized biogenic vapors, that they can also produce the cloud condensation nuclei. From this last result, we can see that these particles are rich in oxygen. So they are highly oxidized particles. So they can be responsible for the Varsha Yagya as well. So here are the HRTEM analysis where HRTEM consists of the high resolution transmission electron microscopy, and from image 1 to H we can see that these images are on different scales like 1 nanometer to 1 micrometer to 5 nanometer scale, and we in image G you can see the round structures, or image F also. These particles could be considered as the nanoparticles like which are commonly used for the drug delivery system in our cancer nanomedicine, like liposomes, because we use ghee, cow's ghee as oblation. So at perfect temperature and pressure conditions, these ghee can be formation responsible for the formation of lipid nanoparticles. And from image F and G, we can see that these image can be of these lipid nanoparticles of range of within 5 to 100 nanometers. And these image can motivate us to think the therapeutic effect of Agnihotra using the drug delivery vehicles of these lipid nanoparticles as well. And that's why the effect of Agnihotra on human health is much more than other delivery of the drugs. So here is the instrument we used for the collection of volatile organic compound. Basically, we condense all the vapors produced during the Agnihotra fumes and condense these vapors using a separate setup of vacuum pump, and then collected the extract using the airtight vials at 4 degrees Celsius in refrigerator, and analyze using gas chromatography and mass spectroscopy. So here the list of the volatile organic compound we found mainly consist of cyclouron, cinnamic acid, diethyl 2,5-dihydroxybenzene 1,4-dicarboxylate, ethyl phenyl, ethyl glyphosate, chloromethyl dimethyl isopropyl silane, phenyl butyl alcohol glyceride, lauryl alcohol isopropyl mesyrate, tetradeconic acid, 8-phenyloctanic acid, diethyl isopropylyl malonate, etc. Whereas palmitic acid, 2-ethylhexanal mystric acid, palmitoleidic acid, dicyclo-3,3-non 3,4-ene. So, in a nutshell, we can find that investigation of GCMS chromatograms reveal the presence of various fatty acids, ester of fatty acid, essential oil of herbal formulation, etc., liberated from fumes of Agnihotra, and the chiefly derivative of lauryl alcohol isopropyl mesyrate, mesyrate acid, and substituted long chain fatty acid and their esters of high therapeutic potential were observed. In a total, we found around 42 volatile organic compound produced during Agnihotra, and all these 42 organic compound have shown somewhere their therapeutic efficacy in the previous literature. Further, there is no single volatile organic compound of toxic efficacy can be seen in this, through this GCMS analysis, which clearly shows that Agnihotra is a science, not just a traditional ritual we follow. And on the other hand, lauryl alcohol and its functional derivatives are known for their application as novel drug delivery nanoplatforms, owing to their topical and targeted penetration effect directly to skin dermatophytes. Isopropyl mesyrate, an ester of isopropyl alcohol and meseric acid, have shown excellent transdermal efficacy for skin treatment, fungal infections, removal of head lice, etc. Presence of the compounds like lauryl alcohol, isopropyl mesyrate, meseric acid in the medicated fumes of Agnihotra indicate towards the topical transdermal action of Agnihotra for treatment of fungal infections. Further, few more long chain fatty acid like palmitic acid, oleic acid, linoleic acid, marginic acid, etc., have also been found in methanol extract of Agnihotra fumes. These fatty acids and their derivatives have shown excellent antiviral, antifungal, antimicrobial, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer response in the present literature. In general, fatty acid can induce antibacterial actions mainly by disrupting the bacterial cell membrane and alteration of crucial bacterial cellular processes like disruption of electron transfer chain, uncoupling oxidative phosphorylation, and inhibiting the activity of bacterial enzymes. The presence of aroma producing compounds like galaxolide, a polycyclic musk, extensively used in household air fragrances, air fresheners, etc., in the collected extract of Agnihotra fumes, is responsible for the long-lasting clean and sweet aroma of the Agnihotra medicated fumes. Further, the presence of phytosterols class compounds like stigmasterol 522 dienol 3-ol acetate and stigmastane 3,5-diene in the Agnihotra fumes is responsible for the antimicrobial, analgesic, anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and anti-nociceptive properties of the Agnihotra fumes. Further, at last, the presence of few esters of fatty acids like linoleic acid, ethyl esters, and other are the chief constituents responsible for antimicrobial and antifungal activity of Agnihotra. So here is the complete list of the volatile organic compound we found. And based on these result outcomes, we found that the Agnihotra is a specific process which is clearly defined in our ancient literature like Veda for cleaning the environment and for our human health. In a summary, Agnihotra ceremony was executed according to Vedic literature. Nearly 100 herbs we used to prepare the Hawan Samagri, along with mantras and prayers for Dainik Yagya. 324 ahutis of Gayatri Mantra and 21 ahutis of Mahamrityunjavan were devoted to holy fire. A significant reduction in the concentration specifically in carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and H2S respectively was observed during Agnihotra. After Agnihotra, the relative level of pollutant gases increased and indicates the role of Agnihotra for sustainable environmental protection. Then we observed the SEM-EDS analysis and HRTEM analysis, which shows the observation of carbon flactal rich in carbon, silicon, aluminium, iron, magnesium, potassium, and chlorine elements. GCMS was employed for analysis of volatile organic compound during Agnihotra. And after a critical analysis and scanning of more than 2 lakh compounds, we found that 42 volatile organic compounds with significant peaks were characterized and present of different kind of various fatty acids and other compounds of high therapeutic efficacy were found. And these fatty acids and their derivatives are shown antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer response in number of studies. So here are the future perspective we are working on. We have lastly conducted a series of experiments at IIT Delhi in December 2021, where we found and characterized these these particles on different levels and on quite sophisticated instruments like PTR-MS, proton transfer reaction MS, and other instruments like SEM and different. We have segregated the size of aerosols particles from 1 nanometer to 1000 nanometer range. And then we also are doing work in the direction of Agnihotra ash for water purification and formation of the cloud condensation nuclei. We have performed a series of experiments at IIT Delhi and found that using the specific Agnihotra ceremony called the Varsha Yagya, and using the specific type of Hawan Samagri as oblation, we can produce cloud condensation nuclei, which is responsible for the condensation of water vapors present in the clouds and for the raining also. Next, we are going to conduct a experiment at maybe in coming March or April 2023. That experiment will be conducted in Germany, where we will perform UAF, unmanned aerial vehicle based in situ analysis of Agnihotra aerosol particle, where we use a drone and the other instruments should be placed on the drone, and we will do a vertical mapping of these Agnihotra fumes on vertical levels in the environment. And lastly, we are going to conduct a few experiments on the validation of Agnihotra as inhalation therapy. So this is all about. Dhanyavad. If anyone have some query, please let me know.
I think, thank you for the presentation. What we do is that we have another speaker ready for presentation. So what we do is that we will take up the question answers combinedly after he finishes. Now, can you?
I just want to make. I want to make one comment. Let us all thank and appreciate the tremendous efforts put by Sri BrahDutt in all the studies and experiments he has enlisted. It is a dream come true for all of us. We are really happy and thrilled for the results he demonstrated. Now we look forward to the next speaker, Mr. Dr. Urlich.
Can you remove the presentation?
Yeah.